Why do humans always protect the exact wrong parts? Let me show you their fatal logic. In 1943, the military faced a massive optimization problem with returning bomber fleets. I am observing Earth's aviation graveyard. The local zombie workforce demonstrates a fascinating inefficiency. When you look at these damaged aircraft, you see bullet holes clustered on the wings. Subject Vern meticulously patches these exact holes, a classic resource allocation error in progress. The human commanders decided to add heavy armor directly to these heavily damaged wing sections. They assumed visible damage equaled maximum vulnerability. My thermal scanner reveals the tactical flaw here. It seems like perfect logic. If an area gets shot the most, protect it more. But this system operates on incomplete data. They are optimizing survival using heavily biased metrics. Every day, mechanics like Vern reinforce the fuselage, ignoring the completely pristine, untouched engine compartments. My proximity analyzer indicates zero impact signatures on the engines of these surviving mechanical units. The military thought they were solving the problem, but bomber loss rates remained completely unchanged. A tragic miscalculation. They failed to account for the asymmetric nature of lethal information warfare. Enter statistician Abraham Wald. He looked at the exact same planes and saw something else. Wald did not look at the data present. He looked for the critical missing data. He realized a simple truth. These planes survived because wing damage was not actually fatal. The visible bullet holes were merely a map of where an aircraft could sustain damage. The planes that got hit in the engines never returned to the hangar at all. The invisible data trap. The destroyed units held the actual tactical truth of the system. Wald's solution was completely counterintuitive to the standard military commanders observing the daily returning fleet. He ordered them to armor the exact locations where these surviving bombers had zero damage. By protecting the engines, the survival rate of the entire bomber fleet increased almost immediately. A brilliant strategic inversion. Earthlings occasionally demonstrate high-level pattern recognition, despite their usual cognitive limits. This cognitive blind spot is now universally known as the dangerous phenomenon of survivorship bias. You see this everywhere. You study successful companies, ignoring the thousands that failed doing exactly the exact same things. You emulate the daily habits of billionaires, thinking that guarantees wealth. You are analyzing the bullet holes on the wings of the financial survivors. Pure folly. When you only look at the winners, you completely misunderstand what actually caused the victory. To truly exploit a competitive environment, you must actively seek out the silent, destroyed failures. The graveyard of failed attempts contains the most accurate map of a system's true vulnerabilities. Look at Vern. He continues to patch the non-lethal zones, trapped in his operational loop. Every time you evaluate a strategy, ask yourself what invisible data you might be missing. Do not optimize for the visible noise. Optimize for the silent, catastrophic points of failure. Whether in business, technology, or daily life, survivorship bias will constantly skew your strategic perception. I have documented this vulnerability in my tactical logs. The Earth system remains highly exploitable. The next time you see a guaranteed success formula, remember the missing World War II bomber planes. True strategic dominance requires seeing the negative space. The absence of data is the data. Abraham Wald saved thousands of lives by simply refusing to look at the obvious evidence. A rare moment of clarity. Now, analyze your own operational systems for this exact weakness. How are you currently falling for survivorship bias in your own daily decisions and strategies? Report your findings in the communication logs below. Tell me how you will exploit this.